Healthy Living Lab presents 8 Symptoms of a Heart Attack 24 Days Before It Happens. Hi there. Let's talk about something super important called heart attacks. Did you know that in the United States, every 40 seconds, someone has a heart attack? That's pretty often, right? Over the past years, more and more people, especially those under 40 and women, have been having heart attacks. Even though women can have heart attacks too, men are about twice as likely to have one. Now, here's a big number to wrap your head around. Every year, more than 17 million people around the world die because of heart problems. That's like the whole population of some countries. And get this, it's even more than the number of people who die from cancer or in car accidents put together. Crazy? Now, here's the tricky part. Sometimes, our hearts can have problems, but we don't even know it until it's too late. That's because there aren't always signs that tell us something's wrong. That's why it's super important to learn about the signs that can happen before a heart attack. Today, we're going to talk about these early signs. We will discuss why more and more people, even young ones, are having heart attacks. We'll figure out why this is happening to people, and even to someone who didn't think they had any problems with their hearts. So, are you ready to learn more about it? Let's dive in. Well, a heart attack is when someone's heart gets really, really sick all of a sudden. But guess what? Sometimes, before a heart attack happens, our bodies can give us some clues, kind of like hints, that something might be wrong with our heart. Imagine if your body had a secret code to tell you that your heart needed help. That's kind of what we're talking about here. We're going to talk about 8 special signs that your body might show you, like 3-4 weeks before the heart gets really sick. If you notice any of these signs, it could mean that a heart attack is just around the corner, like only a few days away. So, it's super important that if you notice any of these signs, you tell a doctor. Waiting too long could mean that the damage to your heart is permanent and can't be fixed. Let's talk about the first warning sign of a heart attack that shows up about a month before things get serious. Symptom 1, pain or discomfort in one or both arms, particularly the left arm. Alright, so imagine your body is like a big network of roads, and your heart is like a busy intersection. Sometimes, when there's a problem at that intersection, like not enough cars getting through, it can cause traffic jams that back up onto other roads. Similarly, when your heart isn't getting enough blood or oxygen, it can send signals that travel along nerve pathways to other parts of your body, like your arms. The left arm is like a road that's really close to that busy intersection, your heart, so it's more likely to feel the effects of any problems there. If you start feeling weird sensations, like a dull ache, heaviness, or tingling in your left arm, especially along with other signs like chest pain, trouble breathing, or feeling sick to your stomach, it could be a sign that something serious is going on with your heart. So, it's super important to get help from a doctor right away to make sure everything's okay and to prevent any bigger problems. Symptom 2, shortness of breath. Alright, imagine you're running around with your friends, having a great time, when suddenly, you feel like you can't catch your breath. It's like you're trying to breathe in air, but it's just not enough. Well, that feeling can sometimes mean there's a problem with your heart. See, your heart is like a pump that sends blood all around your body, including to your lungs to get oxygen. But if your heart isn't working right, it might not be pumping enough blood to your lungs. So, even when you're not doing anything too tiring, you might feel like you're struggling to breathe. Sometimes it happens out of nowhere, or it gets worse when you're moving around. And if you're feeling this shortness of breath along with other things like chest pain, feeling dizzy, or lightheaded, it could be a sign of a heart attack. That's serious stuff, so it's really important to get help from a doctor ASAP. They can figure out what's going on and help you feel better. Hey! Are you loving our content and want more of it delivered straight to your screen? Then it's time to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. By subscribing to our channel, you'll never miss out on our latest videos. Join our awesome community of subscribers and be part of the adventure. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you're always in the loop when we upload new content. Thank you. Symptom 3, irregular heartbeat. Okay, so think about your heart like a drummer in a band, keeping a steady beat. Your heart does its job, beating in a nice, steady rhythm. But sometimes, it can start acting a bit wonky, like the drummer messing up the beat. This is called an irregular heartbeat or arrhythmia. Instead of a steady beat, it might feel like your heart is fluttering, skipping beats, or racing really fast out of the blue. When this happens, it's like your heart's communication system is glitching, and it can't pump blood around your body properly. This is a big deal because your body needs that blood to work right. Sometimes, an irregular heartbeat can be a warning sign that a heart attack might happen soon. It's like your heart's way of saying, hey, something's not right here. While there can be different reasons for an irregular heartbeat, if you're feeling it along with other stuff like chest pain or trouble breathing, you gotta tell someone like a doctor right away. Getting help early can stop a heart attack from happening and make sure your heart keeps doing its job properly. Symptom 4, jaw pain. So, you know how sometimes your body can send signals to different parts? Well, your heart can actually talk to your jaw. It might sound weird, but bear with me. So, when your heart isn't feeling its best, like when it's not getting enough blood or oxygen, it can send these signals that travel to your jaw. And when that happens, you might start feeling some pain or discomfort in your jaw, especially on the left side. It's like your heart is trying to tell you, hey, something's up. This is really important because it could be a sign that your heart is in trouble, like maybe a heart attack might be on the way. If you're feeling jaw pain along with other stuff like chest pain, trouble breathing, or feeling sick, it's a big deal. You gotta tell a doctor right away so they can help you out and make sure your heart stays healthy. Symptom 5, sudden, unexplained sweating. Hey, so imagine you're just chilling, not doing anything too crazy, but suddenly you start sweating a lot. And we're not talking about the kind of sweat you get when you're playing sports or when it's super hot outside. This sweat comes out of nowhere, and it's like your body turned on a faucet. Well, sometimes, this kind of sweating can actually be a signal from your heart that something's not right. See, your heart is like the boss of your body, and when it's not working properly, it can send out these signals that make you sweat for no reason. So, if you find yourself sweating buckets, especially if it's with other weird feelings like chest pain, trouble breathing, feeling sick, or getting dizzy, it could mean your heart needs some help. Don't ignore it. Symptom 6, back pain. So, you know how sometimes your back can feel achy or sore, like when you've been sitting too long or slept in a weird position? Well, here's the thing, sometimes, back pain, especially in the upper part of your back, can actually be a warning sign that your heart might not be doing so well. It might sound strange, but it's because the nerves that come from your heart also connect to your spine. So, when your heart isn't getting enough blood or oxygen, like before a heart attack, it can send these signals to your back, causing discomfort. This is especially true for the upper back since it's closer to the heart. If you suddenly feel pain, pressure, or tightness in your back, especially between your shoulder blades, it's super important to pay attention. This type of back pain doesn't usually go away with rest or massage like regular muscle soreness. And if you're feeling this back pain along with other stuff like sweating or jaw pain, it could be a sign that a heart attack might be coming soon. So, don't ignore it. Get help from a doctor right away. It could really make a big difference in keeping your heart healthy and preventing a serious problem. Symptom 7, fatigue. Imagine your heart like the engine in a car. It's what keeps everything running smoothly by pumping blood all around your body. Now, just like a car needs fuel to keep going, your heart needs oxygen and blood to do its job properly. But if something's not quite right with your heart, like it's not getting enough oxygen or blood, it can make you feel really tired and weak. This tiredness isn't like feeling sleepy after a late night, it's more intense and doesn't go away even if you get plenty of rest. You might feel exhausted even doing simple things like walking or climbing stairs. Sometimes, you might also feel dizzy or have trouble catching your breath. Now, I know it sounds scary, but feeling tired all the time doesn't always mean something's wrong with your heart. It could be from things like stress or not getting enough sleep. But if you're feeling super tired all the time, especially along with other stuff like chest pain or feeling dizzy, it's really important to talk to someone, like a doctor. They can check things out and make sure everything's okay with your heart. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? Symptom 8, nausea or vomiting. You know that feeling when your stomach gets all queasy and you think you might puke? Well, turns out, it can sometimes be a sign that your heart isn't doing so great. I know, it sounds weird, but our bodies are like a big team, with all the parts working together. So, when your heart isn't getting enough blood or oxygen, it can send signals to your brain saying, hey, something's not right here. And sometimes, those signals can make you feel sick to your stomach, leading to nausea or even throwing up. Now, feeling sick isn't always about your heart, maybe you ate something funky or caught a stomach bug. But if you're feeling nauseous along with other stuff like chest pain, trouble breathing, or feeling dizzy, it could mean your heart needs some help. Don't ignore it, especially if it's happening along with other strange feelings. Talk to a doctor or get medical help right away. Getting checked out early can catch any heart issues before they get serious, keeping you safe and healthy. Why do heart attacks occur? Let's talk about heart attacks in a simpler way. Imagine your heart like a house, and its job is to keep pumping blood all around your body, kinda like electricity keeps your house running. But sometimes, there's a problem. Picture little tubes called arteries bringing oxygen-rich blood to your heart, like pipes bringing water into your house. Now, if those pipes get clogged with gunk, like grease in your kitchen sink, it can stop the water from flowing properly, right? Well, the same thing can happen in your arteries with something called plaque, which is like a sticky mix of fat and other stuff. When this plaque builds up too much, it can block the flow of blood to parts of your heart, kinda like when something blocks your kitchen sink. This can be super bad because your heart needs that oxygen-rich blood to keep working right. If it doesn't get enough, it can cause serious damage, kinda like when the power goes out in your house. That's a heart attack. Lots of things can make plaque build up, like eating too much junk food, not exercising, or smoking. So, to keep your heart happy and healthy, it's important to eat well, exercise, and avoid stuff like smoking. Taking care of your heart is like taking care of your house, both need some love and attention to keep working properly. Difference between a pre-heart attack and a real heart attack. Let's talk about the difference between what happens before a heart attack and during an actual heart attack. Before a heart attack, there are some warning signs, kind of like your body giving you a heads up that something might be wrong with your heart. These warning signs can happen days, weeks, or even months before a heart attack hits. They're usually not too bad at first and might come and go. You might feel things like tiredness, a little chest discomfort, sometimes trouble breathing, or maybe even a bit of jaw or arm pain. But when a real heart attack happens, it's like everything changes in an instant. It comes on suddenly, without any warning. The symptoms are way more intense and stick around for longer. You might feel really severe chest pain that doesn't go away, trouble breathing that won't stop, and pain that spreads to your arms, back, or even your stomach. You could also feel really nauseous, dizzy, or start sweating a lot. So, the big difference is how fast and intense everything happens. Before a heart attack, things are slower and not as bad, but during a heart attack, it's like everything hits you at once, and it's way more serious. If you're ever not sure what's going on or feel any of these symptoms, it's super important to tell someone and get help right away. It could save your life. Did you know that in the last 15 years, more young people, especially women, have been ending up in the hospital because of heart attacks? Yeah, it's true. The number has gone up by a lot, over 50%. So, why is this happening? Well, it's because more young folks are getting a condition called atherosclerosis. It's like when your arteries, which are the tubes that carry blood around your body, get all hard and stiff. Our modern lifestyle, with all its conveniences, isn't helping either. You know how easy it is to order fast food with just a tap on your phone? Well, that's not great for our hearts. But here's the good news, you can do things to prevent heart attacks. First up, if you smoke, quitting is a big deal. It can seriously lower your chances of having a heart attack by like 30%. It's also important to keep an eye on your blood pressure. And if you have diabetes, make sure you're managing your blood sugar levels well. Eating healthy can make a big difference too. Try to eat more fruits, veggies, and whole grains, and cut back on sugary stuff. If you have high cholesterol or you're carrying extra weight, getting treatment and losing weight can help lower your risk too. And don't forget to get moving. Being active and getting enough sleep are super important for your heart. Finally, make sure you're seeing a doctor regularly for heart checkups. These simple steps can go a long way in keeping your heart healthy.